Hi everybody, and a very warm welcome to the next episode of Talking HPD. My name is Steve Evans, a client here at Hills Physical Developments and also the social media manager. Joining me today, I've got Simon Router, who's a client with us at HPD, and also Scotty Hills, one of the managing partners and a personal trainer. So a very warm welcome. Thank you for joining us both today. If you could tell us how you first came into contact with Hills Physical Development.
Well, I'm talking 5 years ago. Scotty was already working with my mum and dad. Mum both losing weight, dad especially been really ill, and the work with Scott, been personal training, not only physically but mentally been working. I was huge.
You were very big.
Yeah.
And
And I needed to lose a lot of weight. And so just push came to shove, and I was like, right, it has to be done. And so I booked in to have some sessions with Scott.
Perfect. And so when Simon walked in, your first thoughts?
Well, I'd already met Simon through working with his parents, but just when I was around the house doing consultations, initial consultations with your parents. But so I knew Simon was a big lad. We still don't know how big, because on that first assessment you broke my scales. So Simon walked in and we put him on, we watched the needle go round and around, and then a spring went, and then we guessed that you were about 180, 185, something.
I think that's probably under, don't we?
Yeah.
With the speed I was losing weight at.
Yeah. So it was, well, you were a good 80 plus kilos heavier than you are sitting here now. So, yeah.
80 kilos.
80, yeah. So if you think about Rob, who we interviewed on the first episode, it's pretty much him giving Rob a piggyback.
Yeah.
And that's how much we're losing. So yeah.
Incredible. That is phenomenal work. So what was the moment for you where you thought something's got to change here now?
I think I'd gone through a pretty crap summer, and I'm a teacher, and when you got little kids laughing at you, it's not cool. Yeah. I've been on tour, I broke a bed, I broke a chair, I split my trousers, no chance of getting a replacement pair the size I was. So I was walking around with a shirt covering my backside up, and not great. And then two friends of mine, one was getting married, wanted to lose weight, so actually her mum said, right, the three of us chuck 20 quid in the pot each. Who loses the most body weight percentage in 6 months takes the money. In my head, competition, hello, bang.
Excellent.
And I was away.
So that's incredible. Now, talk me through. I'm just talking from a very personal experience now. I always find when I go onto a training plan, the first couple of weeks are the toughest. How do you personally, or how did you personally get through those first few weeks?
Looking back, I don't think my head had already switched in the right place, and that was it. I was on that road, and
competition always helps you.
I'm a little kid.
Yeah.
I'm an absolute. If you set me a competition, I will pass out. I'll hurl my guts out. If it's nothing competitive, no. You give me competition.
And after he finished his competition with his friends, his mum was starting to do really well. So we moved the competition onto, right, you now got to, let's compete with your mum. You know, you can't lose your mum, can you? So he really then started taking it on, and it was just about setting new challenges and competitions, and well, to the point where we're now set for an Ironman this year, because we've just had to keep laying new targets to keep things going and to progress and so forth.
I think one of them, I read Danny Wallace's Yes Man, and I think that was kind of my attitude was, instead of going, someone would say, I'd come for a walk, come for a swim, everything was, yeah. So a friend said, right, I've just done the Great Eastern Swim, do you want to do it next year? Yeah, that'll do, I'll get a wetsuit, it's fine. She said, I did 2 miles this year, do you want to do 1 mile? I mean, no, if you did 2 miles this year, we'll do 2 miles next year. Another friend said, right, I've just signed up for London to Brighton Bike Ride, do you want to do it? Didn't own a bike. Yeah, sign up, get a bike after, and that's just where I went.
Perfect. So Scotty, if you can talk me through, from Simon's first visit to HPD, what was your approach? What was your thinking behind how you were going to get him on his journey?
We needed to, nutrition was going to be Simon actually, when I did, because with all my clients that come in, I always do a movement screen. I try and look at, do a risk analysis of, if they're going to start doing these exercises, where they're potentially going to find problems with their posture, or which could lead to injury, because, at the core of it, I want to be, running my clients around at 100 mile an hour, getting the heart rate up, lifting the big weights, whatever they need to do to stimulate them to get towards their performance goals or their aesthetics goals or their holiday goals. I need to be trying to make sure that we're as injury-free as possible on that path. So when I moved with Spring Simon, he actually moved really well. So I initially he was getting up and down from the floor, and this is a very big man that was quite freely getting up and down from the floor. There was, when we did the squat analysis, the range was reasonably good. There was, when I'm thinking this is going to be horrendous, he actually moved well for a very big lad. So where I've got to make some real quick wins here is we need to get this nutrition nailed. We need to work out where you're finding faults in your current diet, where are you finding that you're going to convenience foods, where maybe with a little bit of work we could be hitting a bit of prepped food, we could be doing this. Find what do you like, because I've had situations before where you can throw a food plan at someone, and it could be nutritionally macro lined up perfect, but there's foods we don't like. There's and with Simon it was a case of trying to make it sustainable. So if there was 7 takeaways in there, which I think sometimes easily there was, let's get down to 6. It was about making these small. I mean, I think I kept a cooked breakfast in your.
Still do.
Yeah, all the way through. There was a lot. I love if we can get that in, and I'm thinking, okay, well, we're going to grill these. We're going to have poached eggs. We're going to have, let's try some turkey bacon every now and then. Let's do this, and this. I'm thinking, well, we've got a nice breakfast. And you were doing a lot of. You then started your swimming, so that gave you a bit more scope to get a little bit more food in around the mornings, because it was almost your recovery food. You were swimming early. Nutrition was the big thing, and then as the weight started to come off, and then the goals changed, and we started introducing competitive swimming, cycling, running, and then putting it all together. Then it's become a little bit more. So we're now tracking food a little bit. I give you more free. It's more intuitive eating for you now, isn't it? You kind of know what you like and what you don't. It's not so much a food plan, but we still track it. We still every week we weigh. We look at whether we've gone heavier, lighter. Talk about the mood, how you're feeling, how your run's going, all this sort of stuff. So definitely first thing of attack was let's get eating better. And let's get that right.
Yeah. So fascinating. Ironman. What's the thinking behind that? When are you doing it? What's your prep?
I don't know if thinking is the right word. if I'm honest, it's scaring the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie.
And when he told me as well, I can definitely say that.
19th of August this year,
right?
Copenhagen.
Good Lord.
So I'm not under any illusions that it's a simple walk in the park. But what I've done each year, I've gone further. So 2014, I was doing relays with just the swimming. 2015, I did sprint distance. 2016, I did Olympic or standard distance. Last year, I did 2 half Ironman. So the logic is then this year, step up to the big boy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope my brain will get to Ironman and go, you've done this. There are ultras, but this is insane without getting down.
Well, having met you and spoken to you very briefly, I don't think that's going to happen. I think your brain is just going to push you forward.
Please don't come.
So good luck with that. So after your Ironman, what next? Have you got any thoughts, any plans?
I have been thinking, I think I need to have a couple of things in, because I don't want to have a massive, get to an enormous high and just drop off that edge. So I keep competing. I swim with Practitioner Swimming Club. There we go. Squares. And so I do a few galas. I'll probably run a couple of half marathons in the autumn, and then I'll certainly put it in the ballot. I'd like to do London. I'm doing the Ride 100. I've already done the Swim Serpentine, so I will keep putting in the ballot for London Marathon and try and get the classic medal as well.
That's incredible. So, Scotty, from you, How proud are you of what Simon's achieved?
Well, I'm immensely proud of Simon. I'm immensely proud of the whole family. They're like, feel like my family now, you know. Yeah, from the work that we did with your dad, I was incredibly proud of that. Your mum then incredibly proud, and then you came in best to last maybe, but you know your mum's still flying the flag and she's doing incredibly well. I mean, to lose the weight, as I'm sure many people watching this will know, that is a commitment, and to come from a point where you're probably so far from where you think you would like to be or want to be, to still say, I'm still gonna do it, when I know so many people that are much closer to a size, a shape or whatever, and it still seems too far for them to get stuck in. I often use you in my initial assessments as well. If Simon can do it, you know, and he you know took himself so far from what we considered a healthy body shape, then you can do it. And then we've never, even though we obviously needed to lose weight, and I knew that if Simon didn't lose weight quickly or sooner rather than later, there would be health implications. We just set about, let's get Simon healthy. So even though I was giving him a food plan of what foods do you like, as long as they're healthy, you can eat as much as you like, because I knew that he was never going to be able to get enough calories in to sustain 180 kilos, even if he was eating a whole chicken a day. You know, it was just about let's get healthy, and that clicked with Simon, and I'm incredibly proud. Yeah, and I've been fortunate enough to be there when you finished your half Ironman, when you finished London to Brighton. I made sure I was there, you know, and all these. It's been a nice thing to be involved in. Yeah, incredibly proud. But yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah.
And so, final word to you: how has your life changed on the back of what you've managed to achieve?
Yeah, it's completely different. Where I probably bore people to death with how much training and food. So people are like, okay, you know, go to the pub and I'm drinking pints of water. You can see people's eyes roll and they go, no, I'm alright. And yeah, and I do spend a lot of time. Training takes up. I mean, I'm in my cycling gear. I've just done a 75k to get here.
Yeah, we should state that this is not what you walk around in on a
What?
Sunday. Yeah, Sunday I'll put on my lycra.
What's wrong with my sponsored tricycle?
It looks amazing. It looks amazing.
And yeah, I spend a lot of time training, but days like today, 3 or 4 hours on the bike is fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Get out and, you know, meet so many more people, do new things, and just, well, things day to day. So I remember I hadn't flown for quite a few years because the embarrassment of trying to fit into an air seat, the embarrassment of asking for the extensions was just so horrible. So I remember the first time I got on a flight up after losing a huge amount, and I laughed for about half an hour, just in there you go.
Yeah.
And just things like that where, you know, I'd park. Yeah, actually I used to park, not try and get as close to say the supermarket, I'd actually try and park as far away, making sure I had enough room to get in and out of the car, and just always thinking that nowhere now, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Things like that, so yeah, completely different.
Amazing. So, thank you very much both for joining us today. Incredible story. I've got to congratulate you. Well done, Scotty, on the work you've also done with Simon. So, that brings us to a close for this episode of Talking HPD. Don't forget, you can subscribe by clicking the link below, or you can follow us on any of our social media sites. We'd love to have you. In the meantime, we'll look forward to seeing you next time.